Welcome to another session of cellular mobile communications. Today's topic is practical multiple access schemes. Practical multiple access schemes. That is one of the real-time multiple access techniques which are used to discuss today's class. The first technique is high capacity FSK in FDMA technique. That is, we are applying the modulus technique is frequency shift keying applied in FDMA. Frequency division, multiple access. All of we discuss about the FDMA concept. Here in FDMA concept, we have discussed for forward channel and reverse channel as two different frequencies. One for forward, other for reverse. What is the channel width? 30 kilohertz. We are using channel width. Now, the approach is applying the frequency shift keying modulation technique in FDMA. Right? Here for this purpose, we are using either 16 kbps transmission rate, digital voice coding rate, or 4.8 kbps LPC scheme we are using. You know how to calculate C by I ratio. We are already discussing unit 3. That is the designing of antenna system. At the time of designing of antenna system, either omnidirectional antenna system or directional antenna system, based upon the data provided, we have to calculate C by ratio. Must ensure the C by ratio is greater than or equal to 18 dB. Then only the system is perfectly designed and there is no co-channel interference. Similarly, here in this topic also, we are calculate how many number of channels for each cell in a reverse method. In unit 3, we are designing, they are given frequency reuse distances and calculate C by ratio, and they are given K value also. But now, first we have to K value have to find out, then calculate number of channels. The first problem is, suppose they are in that problem, they are given C by ratio. They are given C by ratio equal to 30 dB, and the distances are equal from the central cell. The type of antenna which is used is omnidirectional antenna system. You know that omnidirectional antenna system which is used nothing but from the central cell automatically the 6 co-channels we are getting. 6 co-channels. That's why all distances are equal. Now we have to assume. You know that how to calculate C by ratio? They are given C by I ratio is 30 dB. Suppose we have to calculate in normal form of C by dB. Then automatically to convert from dBs to normal form is 10 power 1.3. Then the C by I ratio, which is equal to Q power 4 divided by 6 co-channel, which is greater than or equal to 10 power 1.3. Then which is equal to 20. Then calculate Q value, which is finally we are getting 3.31. Right. You know Q equal to 10 power root 3K. Then substitute 3K equal to 3.31. Then final K equal to approximately equal to 4. That is reverse method we are using here. That is, they are given only the distances and they are given C by ratio directly. Based upon that, we have to calculate Q value first, then calculate K value. Once find out the K value, you know that we are taking the example AMPS system. Suppose we are taking block A. The block A contains 333 channels. So we are getting K value which is equal to 4, nothing but 4 cells. Where is it? 4 cells pattern. Nothing but the number of channels for each cell is M equal to 333 by divided by 4, which is equal to 83 channels per cell. 83 channels per cell. But we are getting C by equal to 13 dB. Whenever the C by equal to 13 dB, it is co-channel interference. That's why we are going for the type of antenna which is this directional antenna system. Here they are giving databases. A 120-degree directional cells, 120-degree directional cells, that is 3 sector case, and only 2 interference cells they are given. Only 2 interference cells, and the distance between 2 interference cells is D plus 0.5 R. D plus 0.5 R. Here in this problem, KCA is C by I is greater than or equal to 80 dB. C by I is greater than or equal to 80 dB. Then substitute in reverse method, that is we are getting distances, 2 times distance. That's why Q plus 0.5 whole power 4 divided by 2 co-channel interference is greater than or equal to 10 power 1.8. We are getting 63. Then Q equal to 2.85. Then K equal to 3, which is equal to 3. But here the topic is 120 degree sectoring, nothing but the E cell divided into 3 small cells. That is the K value equal to 3. Again, it is multiplied with the 3 directional cells. That is again multiplied with 3. Then automatically it is 9. That is number of sectors for all cells is 9. That is 3 cells we have to take. For each cell divided by 3 times, the order which is equal to the number of sectors which is equal to 9. Then the M value which is equal to 333 divided by 9, that is 37 channels per sector. In previous problem, channels per cell, now it is channels per sector, that is 37 channels per sector. And case B is C by I is greater than 13 dB. Then substitute Q plus 0.5 power of 4 divided by 2 times of, which is equal to 10 power 1.3, which is equal to 20. Then multiply Q equal to 2. Then K equal to also approximately equal to 2. We have to assume. Then K equal to 2, nothing but how many number of cells? 2 cells based upon K value. How many sectors? It is 120 degree. 3 sectors. That is 2 multiplied with 3, which is equal to 6 sectors total. The total number of sectors are 6 sectors. Then the total number of channels per sector, M equal to 333 divided by 6, which is equal to 55.5 channels per sector. 55.5 channels per sector. Next problem number 3. Now we are assuming that that it is a directional antenna system we are using, but it is 60 degree, nothing but for each cell divided into 6 parts. And the distance is Q plus 0.7 only, that is only one co-channel interference cell is there. So the distance is D plus 0.7 R. Then case A is C by I is greater than or equal to 18 dB. Then calculate K value, that is Q plus 0.7 power 4 divided by 1. That is only single co-channel cell, that is it is greater than or equal to 10 power 1.8, which is equal to 63. Then Q equal to 2.12, then K equal to approximately equal to 2. Then whenever K equal to 2, how many number of cells? That is only 2 cells. Here we are applying the 60 degree direction of cells, nothing but each cell divided by 6 times, that is 2 multiplied with 6. Then the total number of channels M equal to 333 divided by 12. Then which is equal to 27.75 channels per sector. And case B is C by I is greater than or equal to 13 dB. Then calculate the Q value first, that is Q plus 0.7 power 4 divided by 1 is greater than or equal to 10 power 1.3, which is equal to 20. Then Q equal to 1.141. Then K equal to approximately 1. That is only single cell is there. A single cell is divided by 6 parts. That's why the total number of channels per sector M which equal to 333 by divided by 6, which is equal to 55.5 channels per sector. This is a method to calculate how many number of channels per cell or how many number of channels per sector based upon the omnidirectional antenna system and directional antenna system to increase the capacity of a FDMA technique by using FSK. The second method is TDMA system. TDMA system, that is the time division multiple access system. Here, why you are going for TDMA system? To increase the spectrum efficiency. That is, the single channel is used for both forwarding and reverse. Both forwarding and reverse, then automatically the efficiency can be increased. Whenever the single channel for user for both forward and reverse, automatically the cost of the system installation should be decreased, because we are applying, instead of analog system, we are applying very large scale integrated circuits or digital signal processing in a TDMA system. Here in the TDMA system, we are replacing the duplexer filters with a general switch. That is switch connection. In time slot 1, it is forward direction. When switch to time slot 2, an automatic connection for reverse direction. And a zero IF receiver is used, that is super heterodyne receiver are used in TDMA system. And the number of transmitters and receivers or number of transceivers also should be reduced in the system installation. Not only the cost should be reduced. The main drawback is we are getting jitter. Time jitter in TDMA system. Here what is my time jitter? Nothing but we are getting disturbance in pulse. We are getting ripples in a pulse due to time delay. Due to time delay. This is the main drawback in TDMA system. We have to overcome that by using synchronizations. Now we have to calculate what is the transmission rate. Now we have to calculate the transmission rate. Suppose we have to assume that the delay is 3 microseconds. The delay is 3 microseconds. Then automatically the transmission rate, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi into time delay. That is 1 by 2 pi times of 3 microseconds, which is equal to 50 kilohertz. This is the transmission rate. Must limited to 50 kilohertz. Here in TDMA system, we are applying diversity schemes. What is meant diversity scheme, which is used for receiving the signal? That is, we are using two receivers to receive the signal and compare them whether it is equal, or if it is equal, then automatically there is no error is present. That is about diversity schemes. The transmission rate can be increased if the same bit rate is assumed. And another effective scheme in this TDMA is adaptive decision feedback equalizers. That is, at the time of error detecting and corrective purpose were used. And multipath delay is also reduced by using these diversity schemes in TDMA system. Next, the third one is a spread spectrum. Spread spectrum, that is spreading of the signal. That is large amount of bandwidth available, carrier bandwidth available. A small amount of narrow band input message signal is available. At that time, we have to spread the signal. If the spreading the signal by using the technique is called frequency hopping. Frequency hopping scheme. That is, now we are applying this frequency hopping in TDMA and FDMA techniques. First, we have to go for frequency division, multiple access. Here in FDMA also, we are applying the technique of frequency hopping. This is the method can be proposed by Cooper and Nettleton. That is, here hopping is nothing but selecting. Hopping is nothing but selecting the particular channel or frequency for either transmission or receiving. For this purpose, we are using either DPSK modulation system or MFSK, that is differential phase shift key modulation system, or multi-level frequency shift key. Multi-level frequency shift key. Here, whenever applying the modulation technique is DPSK, especially this is used for error correction coding purpose. Correction coding purpose. Here, whenever you are using MFSK, multi-level frequency shift key, especially this is the technique we are using spectrum for landline mobiles. One is now applying frequency hopping scheme in time division multiple access scheme. This is when we proposed by SCL in Germany. Here the bandwidth is more, that is 4 megahertz. Bandwidth is more megabit, and only 160 data frequency for all subscribers. That is, we can use the same frequency for different time slots. And now we are discussing what is the method of operation of this FDMA and TDMA by using this spread spectrum. See these figures. First, we have to discuss about TDMA, time division multiple access. That is, the input is 60 channels. This is total digital one. Total digital one. What is the bandwidth is 4 megahertz bandwidth. 4 megahertz bandwidth are available. 60 channels, I think, but 60 subscribers are used with same frequency for different time slots, and we are using only single transmitter antenna for transmission of all 60 channels data to a common channel with a bandwidth of 4 megahertz. But we are going for FDMA technique. The bandwidth is 25 kilohertz. Here the number of channels are 60. I think about 60 subscribers are used single antenna, but instead of single antenna, the 60 transmitters are required. The first one, that take input is analog signal for FDMA technique. They first converts from digital to analog to digital, then it is processed, then it is transmits. Nothing but 60 transmitters are required. But in TDMA, single transmitters are required, but in FDMA, 60 transmitters are required. Then it is connected to one AV, antenna distributor. Antenna distributor then transmits into a space, then receive the signal. That is the difference between TDMA and FDMA technique. In TDMA, single transmitter is enough for all 60 channels, but in FDMA, 60 channels require 60 transmitters. That is, in TDMA technique, we required synchronization and clock accuracy. That is, we are using time slots, right? That's why we are using synchronization and clock accuracy. Series 1, the cell structure with wideband TDMA system. Wideband TDMA system, nothing but first series 1, the general block diagram. ABC like this we are using. Here, base station 1, that is A base station code 1, base station 2 code 2, base station 3 code 3. That is, we are using different codes. Similarly, suppose 60 channels are available, nothing but we have to get sets. That is every 20 having one set. That is, it is a 3 cells, that is ABC cells, and 3 sector in case a single base station is there. Whenever single base station is there, nothing but for A direction 20 channels, for B direction 20 channels, for C direction 20 channels we are using. The graphical representation of electronically beam pattern. We are using 3 direction antenna system for each direction. That is, one A direction, one TA, B direction TB, C direction TC. That is a single main beam transmits along with each direction. Each direction. This is about the practical multiple access schemes which are used in cellular mobile communications. That is the high capacity FSK, which is used in FDMA and TDMA system, and spread spectrum. Another spread spectrum apply frequency hopping scheme in FDMA and TDMA system. Here in this practical multiple access techniques, we have to calculate how many number of channels per sector or how many number of channels per cell based upon the type of antenna. Thank you for starting this class. If you have any query, type your query in the chat box.